This is a quick demonstration on how to create a letter campaign that targets MPs in Action Network. So that's like an email your MP tool with a public facing page. So if you go to your group admin page like this, so we'll have your group name up here, scroll down and see that there's a sidebar that says creator sponsored action. You want to go into there and click letter campaign, which is the internal name for one of those email target actions are. Once you click letter campaign, it'll take you through 3 different steps until you can create your public facing page. First one is like your very much public first landing page that's the title and why it's important. So like again, a description about the action. And then you put a potential banner image. So you put the title in saying email your MP to stop the thing. And then select one or more targets here. Click here and then type in Parliament. And you should be able to see that there's a few options here. So in the custom target lists, and these are ones uploaded at the tipping point level, so they're kind of, you'll see it like this if you're part of the tipping point network. You want to click UK members of Parliament. If there's multiple, then pick the one with the most recent date. Okay, that one's in there. You can add a banner image. Clicking there, it will talk you through it. You don't need to, it's just something that appears between the title and the description. And then just a bit of description here about why you should take action. The thing is bad. Ask your MP to stop it. You'd probably put more details in there. Kind of a bit more of a call to action than just that. On the right hand side of any action, you've got this progress bar option. It's automatically on or off for different action types, and for letter campaigns, it's automatically on. It might be in your interest to turn it off to start with, so it doesn't say like 1 letter sent, but you can also just leave it on the whole time. These fields on the right you can edit, but generally, like if you're writing an email to your MP tool, that's fine. First name, last name, email address, and their address. They're like street address. So I'll leave that be, and then click save and go to next step, which will take me to number 2 here. Write letter version 1. Click there. Leave it load. And this next step is when you like load in the targets and you write the content of the letters that are going to be sent out through Action Network via someone's personal email. So in this stage, you've got a few fields to fill out. The first one is just some tips to activists. So these are things like writing that a custom greeting and sign off is added to your letter, so don't add them in here, and maybe any guidance on like how they should write, style, like how polite they should be, things like that. Click. Once you've done that, I can send some example. There'll be some example ones in the kind of text accompanying this video. Click select targets here. And you can search for specific targets that are in like one constituency, and then anyone who's not in those constituencies wouldn't be able to get a target when they load in their address. Or you can just click, so I could do put Rishi Sunak in here. You can just select the one there. Or you just click this button, add all, which is generally what you want to do for an email your MP tool. Just click add all. Wait for a few seconds while it loads them in. Great, there you go. And now click OK, all done. Once you see that, you'll be able to see now it says 650 targets selected rather than 0. That's what you want to see. That's great. You're all set. And then finally on this page, most likely you'll want to add a default or template subject and message that's going to be sent in the emails to their MPs, which you can pop in here. If you want multiple different versions, so each MP doesn't get the same template over and over and again, might have a few different templates, you can click add variant and scroll left and right to edit them. These boxes at the bottom You can tick and untick this one around allowing people to edit the subject. If you want them to not have the freedom to do that and it to be very fixed in what you define, then you can untick that. Generally, you want people to edit it to be more custom. That's better. And the last one isn't relevant to writing letters to MPs and parliamentary targets, because that's what it's talking about, is at the bottom of the email it says thanks, their name, their address. If you are writing to, let's say, CEOs of companies or other targets, then you probably wouldn't want people's full addresses, so you can click hide. But for this case, you want to leave them in. Okay, so that's the sections here filled through. I'll click here, save, and go to next step, which will take us to step 3, which is a thank you page. Once someone has filled in their details, written a letter, clicked send letter, and they get to a page saying thank you for writing a letter. And you can customize this. So it says thank you for your support, help us meet our goal by spreading the word around about this action. It's very vague, so you can be making more specific about what you want people to be doing, and it's basically just an encouragement for people to continue to do stuff, to share it on social media, to get more people to write letters, and kind of you'll be absorbing them into your group. And you can also add at the bottom here, if you're doing write a letter to your MP, either like a response form or an email address people can forward their responses to, which might be helpful. And on the right hand side, you've got all of the different ways that you can edit an action. So if you click edit sharing options, you can share the action, in fact. Edit sharing options. Under Facebook, you can change what would appear when someone shares a link on a platform like Facebook or WhatsApp. And you can change the description here to be a short paragraph. Leave this link as it is. And also something, if you're wanting to share this far and wide, choosing a banner image that appears when you share the link is always worth doing. If you've got one standard in your group, it will use that instead. If you don't have a standard one and you don't fill this out, it will be some generic Action Network one, which doesn't look very good. This Twitter one is an example tweet. So you can change all of this text here and again leave the link, and it will be updated as you update it. And then the last one is a email that you can have people copy and paste and send to their friends or whoever. So a subject line people can copy, and that's all it is. It's just a text box people can copy and paste from. So if you want to change that to something else, then you're very welcome to. And again, leave this link in. Doesn't matter where, it just needs to be in. And a direct link, just leave that. Okay, save and close. Right, I think we're ready to publish it. So I'll click save and publish. Just one last thing once it's published to do, to check on, and then you should be ready to start sharing it around. And the last thing that you want to do is go down to this responses tab at the bottom that's got a little orange dot. Click on it, and this is where you can customize the automatic email response that they get once they've sent a letter. And here you can see you've got the subject line, who it's from, email address, and you can customize all of these. Might as well leave all of the templated parts in the curly brackets, but you can change all of these bits to be a bit more specific to your campaign. And if you really want, you can notify yourself around this. There's lots of other settings, but this is the one that's often worth updating a bit. For things like if you get a reply, email this address, etc. So once you've updated and saved that, you've got your public facing page, and I'm going to demonstrate what it looks like briefly and then end this recording. If you turn off active mode, what it will do is it just means I can demonstrate more easily, and it doesn't automatically send an email out to my MP. So I'm going to click view letter campaign here. And this is the public facing page that you can share with people. So rather than the admin side, which is what all the blue stuff is. And you can see on the right, most of the fields are auto-filled with my details. So I'm just going to put postcode in here. That's my first line of my postcode. And click yes, opt into email updates. and then start writing. And that takes me to the second page. You've got your instructions of how to write the email at the top. You've got your target here, Rachel Maskell, my MP in York, and then you can pop the letter, subject, and body in. So I'll say some stuff in there, and then I'm going to click send letter. Really don't do this with test things unless you turned test mode on. And then once you're done, you can see all of this content around thank you for your support and all of the sharing stuff here. So yeah, that's it.